I think we can move to the next speech. So we are gonna... So we have Vidar, Lien, presenting EuroGOOS Arctic Regional Ocean Observing System towards a Pan-Arctic Regional Alliance.
Thank you. So my name is Vidar Lien, working at the Institute of Marine Research. And I was about to say that this will probably be the least technical presentation of the day. But I want to thank you anyway for letting me in on the conference. And I think the previous talk was a very good introduction to what I'm going to talk about, which is the EuroGOOS, which is under the EuroGOOS, which is now an implementing partner of the Ocean Decade. So I will present the EuroGOOS and our initiative on creating a Pan-Arctic regional alliance. So starting up when I have to explain the EuroGOOS, we have to start with the GOOS, which you are probably familiar with, Global Ocean Observing System, which was formed in 1991 under the IOC in response to calls from the Second World Climate Conference in Geneva in 1990. And as part of the GOOS, we have the EuroGOOS, which is the European branch. It consists of 46 member organizations from 19 countries. And their objective is to improve the coordination across the whole European ocean knowledge value chain and to identify priorities and enhance cooperation and promote the benefits of the operational oceanography. So, or basically to gather together the observation community and speak as one voice from throughout Europe, from all the communities. So we are really talking about the upstream part here. So we have heard a lot about today all the data, how they are handled or how they should be handled and managed. So now we are talking about the people that actually provide data into all your systems. So those are the guys we try to coordinate here. And under EuroGOOS again, we have 5 regional operational oceanographic systems, or ROOSes, that we call it. And Arctic ROOS is one such ROOS, which is then covering the Arctic, as you can see indicated on the map here. In addition to the Arctic ROOS, we have the Baltic, the BOOS, the Northwest Shelf, the North Sea and the surrounding areas on the NOOS. And then we have Ireland, Biscay, Iberia region, which is called IBEROOS, and then the Mediterranean in MONGOOS, which is then a collaboration between Southern Europe and Northern Africa. The EuroGOOS also has some cooperation with the Black Sea Goose in the Black Sea region. Yeah, and as I indicated, the objective of the EuroGOOS is to coordinate and enhance national and regional observing efforts. And you can divide that into sustained data collection and to foster cooperation, to share and unlock observations, to promote development of available products and services, and to speak with one voice and identify priorities for European ocean observing. And as I said, under EuroGOOS then is the Arctic ROOS as a part of the EuroGOOS. And the Arctic ROOS is basically an open forum for national agencies or research institutes to share and develop ocean observing systems in the Arctic region. So it was established in 2007, and we are currently 20 members, institutions and like, from 11 European countries. It's currently co-chaired by me and Anna Nikolopoulos at Norwegian Polar Institute. And we also have our own steering group. So the ROOSes are fairly autonomous under the EuroGOOS with their own steering group and chairs. And the Arctic ROOS's mission is to integrate and develop European ocean and sea ice monitoring and forecasting activities, which also brings in models and not only observing capacities in the Arctic region. And we want to foster development of automatic real-time observations and enhance the development of open source community ocean, wave, and sea ice models. And we also promote and facilitate dissemination of data via the FAIR principles. So, okay. But this talk is really about toward a GOOS regional alliance for the Arctic, because it is a bit awkward to have a Arctic RUS under the EuroGOOS, because the Arctic is not only surrounded by Europe, it's surrounded, and not only by nations, it's surrounded by continents. So we have Europe, we have America, and we have Asia. So it's not a very big region, but it spans several continents, and that makes it a bit more challenging than some other regions, which is sort of only European. So why do we want a GOOS regional alliance for the Arctic, and why now? Well, there is an increased awareness of the Arctic's role in the climate system these days, and we are already experiencing severe climate impacts on Arctic communities, and it's definitely accelerating human activity in the Arctic areas, and there are many existing initiatives and programs. So some of them might be competing also, so we try to sort of get one umbrella here where we can have observation systems under. And also, of course, the UN Decade of Ocean Science provide opportunities to advance broad coordination efforts. And it has also been identified as a priority action by the G7 Future of Seas and Oceans initiative. So we think that the timing now is good for trying to drive such an initiative. Then a few words about the background and rationale for having an Arctic GRA. So the Sustaining Arctic Observing Networks, SEON, has up until now represented the Arctic in the GRA forum, but it has not been a formal representation. It has been more of a placeholder, really. So sustained Arctic observing efforts would benefit from a stable overarching framework to facilitate the planning and coordination and collaboration, which can be hard enough between nations, not let alone continents. And we want to connect existing efforts with the GOOS and to leverage existing structures and resources. And also we have fundamental engagement with right holders and stakeholders on observing system conceptualization and design and implementation. And we want to strengthen the Arctic representation in international bodies and so on. So the background or rationale is to facilitate and coordinate, support and advocate, but it's not envisioned to be a governance body. So a few words about some milestones up until now. So the GOOS was established in 91, as I said, and discussions on an Arctic GRI started already 25 years ago in 1998. But it didn't pan out to become a reality. And then SEON was established and became a sort of placeholder in the GRA forum for the Arctic in 2011. But then the UN Ocean Decade started and an Arctic action plan was written. And then we have established a task team and we have had a couple of sessions at AOS to develop this. So we have come up with a proposed task team with the objective to lead the process to co-develop a proposal for a design of a future Pan-Arctic observing or ocean observing alliance with objectives and so on, and to ensure a wide engagement of relevant rights holders and stakeholders in the process, and to prepare for the implementation of the proposed Pan-Arctic Ocean Observing Alliance that includes equitable partnerships with Arctic indigenous peoples. So we have 2 co-chairs and 20+ members from Europe, North America, and Asia, but we are still open for new people to go into this initiative. So we have provided a SWOT analysis. I won't take you through all of it, especially since I only have 1 minute left. But as you can see, we have identified quite a lot of opportunities, which also tells why we are interested in doing this now, that the time is right to raise this initiative. So we have also some terms of reference actions for this initiative to co-design this regional alliance. And the initial period of activity will be this year and next year, but we will see whether we need possible extension. We will take the time it needs, but the ball is running, so to speak. So the potential milestones could look something like this: endorsement as a GOOS task team, and then we work on the designing process and get national commitments, and then establish an Arctic GRA office in 2027, and implements it towards 2030 when the ocean decade ends, and then we are ready for the International Polar Year in 2032-33. So that's it. Yes, thank you.
Not a question, an information. I don't know whether you are aware, but the EU PolarNet 2 consortium issued 1 month ago a white paper on polar observing systems that can be useful for your community. There are 80 recommendations in this white paper. It has been written by our excellent colleague Gaël Limer. So it's on the website of EU PolarNet, and those who are interested in observing systems in the polar regions, please have a look.
Okay. I haven't looked into it myself yet, but I will take it further, yes. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. Similar comment, what Serge, maybe it goes into the same direction. You already mentioned that there are other initiatives regarding this topic, and maybe you have it already on your list, but there's the so-called Arctic Circle, which has very similar ambitions, and maybe you can get in contact with this initiative.
Yes, thank you for that suggestion. Yeah, so we will of course have to look into some others to collaborate with and so on, and see how this will actually pan out. Whether it will be a GOOS regional alliance or something else, we will have to see. So we are in the design phase, really, yes.
No more? Okay, thank you.